Welcome back, Nick Lenz, Comic Corner Classic, Non-Classic. This episode number 1203 and double number 1097. I have two trades that involve S.H.I.E.L.D. in a way. First up, it is Secret Warriors, Volume 4, Last Ride of the Howling Commandos. Yep, this collects issues 17 and 19 of Secret Warriors, Volume 1, and the Siege one-shot for Secret Warriors. Yeah, it's a pretty short trade. First up, it's simply the Siege one-shot for Secret Warriors. It's simply put showing that the Secret Warriors were active in Siege, and it's mostly put what the God of Fear, Alexander, was up to, where he decided to visit the White House, so he didn't get a chance to speak with the President, but he did get a chance to basically send the President a letter, basically sort of chastising him for the stuff that's happened in the past few years publication period. Yep. The last Ride of Howling Commandos is simply put sort of a debriefing done by Dum Dum Dugan and Jasper Stillwell. Yep. Pretty much what Nick Fury was up to. Where we have a reunion of sorts. We have the original Howling Commandos, all the ones still alive, one of whom was a senator. This guy would later appear in the pages of Secret Avengers Volume 2, where Nick Spencer had him killed off for some reason. I have no idea why, but he did. So they have this great... Basically, as for the Secret Warriors themselves, the main team, they don't show up in these issues at all. They show up in the Siege one-shot. These issues themselves, they don't pretty much do anything at all. Yeah, and then we also have Dum Dugan and Jasper basically debriefing, having a closed, off-the-record session with members of the UN Security Council, the permanent members, where it's off the record, and pretty much they tell them basically that the Howling Commandos PMC have been fighting a private war with Hydra in the hand, and Leviathan. And then there's certain bases. They kind of reveal where Nick Fury was up to. They have no current whereabouts. Last I saw him was a week and a half ago, and has the get together. It's also revealed at the very end that apparently during one of the battles they had recently, Gabe Jones died. Yep, Gabe Jones, a character who's created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee back in the 60s, a character who was, believe it or not, they occasionally accidentally recorded him white for some reason. I have no idea why. He was, at the time, the first black character in the comic books who wasn't like a side character. He was he wasn't, let's say, a superhero per se, but he was the most well-developed black character in the comic books. Yep. Somehow he died off screen. Don't know why. And we have Captain America show up here. And it's great though he shows up here. This overall is just a really good storyline. Basically building up what's going to happen next. Now you probably figured, okay, now the series ended issue 28 at this point. You probably think, okay, is there like one trade left? No, there's actually two. Yep, there's actually two left. Now, you have Hickman still doing the writing for this book. The artwork actually has changed. Yes, they brought back the artist from the second trade of this series. We have Acerto Veneti. Yep, that's who does this really good artwork. This guy even does the Howling Commandos, the Secret Warriors one-shot. Yep, this book is fantastic. This book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Damn good book. I've got roughly about 3 books left. I did have volume 2 of the second volume on order, but it never arrived. Nope, don't know why. I'm going to have to request a refund for it soon. Alright, next up is more S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. They'll reference Nick Fury, but it's mild at best. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Volume 2 under new management. This collects the last 4 issues of the ongoing series, issues 7 through 10. And the Accused one-shot. Yes, a Civil War one-shot thrown in here. Now, there's a couple reasons why the one-shot's here. Mainly because it was referenced by Phil Coulson during the events of these final 4 issues, and it's a tie-in to Civil War II that details the trial of Clint Barton. Yep, a trial that was handled off-screen in the main series. And by the way, Guggenheim wrote it, so that's probably the reason why I threw it in. They put the one-shot right after issue 10. Under new management is simply put, this is the storyline. Because Dave Johnson found out about the Coulson protocols in the last story arc, where there was even protocols to take down the own team, she decided to take a leave of absence and transfer off the team. Phil Coulson, not agreeing with the stuff going on in Civil War II, gets fired from S.H.I.E.L.D., though he gets later reinstated. And his replacement is Elektra. Yep, Elektra. who Melinda May doesn't like very much. Why? It's like, of course, after they have the debriefing, he's like, wait. She's like, wait, we're not finishing. She's like, why? You question my authority? No. The Black Hawk. Yep. A reference to the classic Wolverine Enemy of State storyline from 2003. Yep, that really good storyline from Mark Millar. Yeah, he wrote that with, I think it was Jeremy Jr. who did the artwork for that storyline. If I remember the issues themselves, they took up issues 20 and 32 of Wolverine Volume 3 was part of the Marvel Knights imprint. Yeah, it was a story where Wolverine got brainwashed by the Hand, along with a bunch of other superheroes, to attack a S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, and it's all spilled that, well, Melinda May had, well, she had friends on board that let her killed. She doesn't remember them, but she basically joined S.H.I.E.L.D. to atone. And she gets her own S.H.I.E.L.D. attire. Yep, she gets her own S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit. Also, it's revealed since the one shot for All New Morning Point 1. Yeah, here's Elektra in her S.H.I.E.L.D. garb. Yep, that's it. It's basically a S.H.I.E.L.D. variant of her usual outfit. Though there's actually a bit more covering here than usual. And the team itself doesn't like it very much. Yeah, it's also feels that Gemma Simmons basically had attracted basically some kind of gas in her body. So the best way to save her life is that Henry Hayes, the current Deathlock, turned her into a Deathlock, and she doesn't have a problem with it. She doesn't like it at first, though she's able to call him by Phil Coulson, who was later deemed a fugitive of S.H.I.E.L.D. because, well, he decided to hack into something related to Ulysses and found out that Daredevil was going to be killed by being basically put to a stake. Yeah, Daredevil shows up for like one issue here. Coulson saves his life. Danvers doesn't like it very much that he did it, despite the fact he saved Daredevil's life. And here's kind of the strange thing. Guggenheim writes it that Daredevil is not thankful. He doesn't say much of anything to Phil Coulson after he saves his life. Yeah, he saved his life. And it's also revealed that the reason why that, well, they also have this subplot here of the fact that Leo Fitz is an undercover agent for this general from DOD. Yeah, they also reveal he's part of this clandestine group of corrupt officials that Phil Coulson trying to take down. Okay, that's quite interesting. And he showed up in the Cursed one-shot. Yeah, and these people really wanted to throw Clint Barton in jail for basically killing the Hulk. And they also wanted to start another civil war. They wanted to bring back the Superhuman Registration Act. I'm sure any reader would be like, no way, Jose, do not bring that stupid bill back. We hate that bill. Why? Because that bill started the original Civil War. And Marvel readers probably all agree that would be a stupid idea to do. Luckily enough, they don't really do it because, as far as I can tell, aside from the one-shot they cursed, the accused, it's never mentioned again. The fact they say, oh yeah, it's ready to be passed. Yeah. As for what this group of people is now, the general stuff is taken down by the end of the storyline. Though they also have it where Grant Wilson has been reinstated as S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, when the heck did that happen? Apparently he got reinstated, and Elektra got hired as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is quite strange for her because she's an assassin. Yep. They also revealed the reason why that they go after Tony Stark. That the official reason is that they want to bring him in for kidnapping and invading us out of a country. Yeah, Phil Coulson finds out that no, that's not the actual reason why. There is another reason. It involved a bunch of evil people. When Phil Coulson tells Mary Hill about this and confronts that she probably know about this, she fires him on the spot because he just wanted to join the side of Carol Danvers. Despite the fact Carol Danvers was written by Bendis to be a complete idiot in Civil War II. Like, she's so gung-ho on basically thinking that Ulysses, his visions are complete accurate, despite the fact that Tony Stark easily pointed out, though, no, they're not all accurate. They even pointed this out in the issue of Ultimates. of how completely pointless it is. And also, and they also had this sort of tie-in in Miss Marvel, where people who they think committed crimes, not really, and Carol Danvers finding out what really the purpose is, like just arresting random people off the street, and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna shut this prison for everybody to go, and you, young lady, are fired." Though this character show up later on, but this overall was really good. I love it. It's damn good. Shame they canceled this series. Be right back. Thank you. Okay. Now I forgot to do this when before I started this review. Oh yeah, and also the curse. It's basically a story book, even though it's Clint Barnes' trial. It's basically a one shot for Daredevil. Yep. Excuse me. This book is fantastic. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Damn good. Final thoughts on it comes to. Oh, come on, seriously? What did I do that for? Sorry about this. Some of my stuff decided to drop on the floor. All because I breathed in the wrong or whatever. It's so freaking stupid. The fact it does this. Okay. Okay. Yes, final thoughts on the Phil Coulson, the Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Yeah, I have all 4 books here. We have... Not that book first. First we have Perfect Bullets, which started out this franchise with the in-universe debut of Melinda May, Gemma Simmons, and Leo Fitz. Yep, and these 2 trades were written by Mark Waid, but they had the thing of the fact that they kept changing artists every issue for some strange reason. And one of these issues was also collected in one of the Miss Marvel trades because Miss Marvel guest stars for an issue. It's mostly put for this one, like just the characters from Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. team up with characters from Marvel Universe for every issue. This is a good start to it, though it did kind of have the stupid idea of redesigning Daisy Johnson to be like her TV show counterpart. This series is a continuation of it, though at least has one artist with it, now a rotating door artist. This was overall a damn good series. A shame Marvel canceled it after only 10 issues. If you're going to say low sales, I say bullcrap, because Marvel never bothered damn marketing this damn series. The series is good. Why cancel a good series? I mean, heck, even my friend Edgar, if you ever get a chance to read the series, even he realized, though, this series is good. Yes, Guggenheim did a great job with the series. Now, what happened to these characters right after the series ended? Well, let's see. Phil Coulson showed up in Deadpool where he got killed. Yeah, he got killed like less than a year later. Yeah, he got killed. Yeah, just 1 year later, just prior to the Civil Secret Empire, he got killed by Deadpool, though he got brought back the following year. Though it hints at the Mephisto resurrected him, where he's now hating superheroes, and he's formed his own superhero team called, well, basically, the Squadron Supreme America. And Black Panther easily pointed out, though, yeah, you're not the actual ones. We know the actual ones. You guys are bullcrap. And what happened to the TV show characters? Grant Ward, Melinda May, Leo Fitz, Gemma Simmons. What happened to these 4 characters? The answer is nothing. Because as soon as the series wrapped up, these 4 characters were never seen again. In the case of Daisy Johnson, she showed up in the Secret Warriors Volume 2 1 year later. And then as soon as that series ended, she completely disappeared from our comics. As far as I can tell. Did you know at one point Daisy Johnson was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah, she was. for about 2 years. Yep, she took over in 2011, and then she was removed from the role in I think it was 2013, 2014, I think it was. That's when she was removed as director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Phil Coulson, unlike in the TV show Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., where he was director of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point, in the comics he was kind of a director, but he was like a section director. But director of the whole agency, no, that never happened. Not at all. Yep. And in the case of what happened to the other characters, like Henry Hayes, aka Deathlock, he disappeared. As far as I can tell, it's been 4 years since the series ended, and he has not made a single appearance since then. Yeah, it's kind of weird when it comes to this character. I mean, he was a character created by Nathaniel Emerson for the very good Deathlock ongoing series. It got canceled after 10 issues, believe it or not. Yep. But what happened to Mockingbird? Well, she was still kind of a recurring character in Spider-Man for a little while. This lasted for about 2 more years. She briefly dated Spider-Man because they mentioned this series she was dating Spider-Man. And she also briefly had an ongoing series that got quickly canceled to 8 issues. As far as I can tell what happened to her after her time wrapped up in Amazing Spider-Man and where this series ended in Mockingbird in her own solo book. As far as I can tell, nothing as far as I can tell. No. What about Elektra? The woman who basically took over Phil Coulson's position as director of his unit. Well, as far as I can tell for her, she did pop up occasionally. She mostly showed up in Charles Soule's run a few times in Daredevil. But aside from that, well, she did show up for... Well, she did have a mini-series when during the same time they were having... Well, I think it was about a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, she should have had a mini-series when Daredevil resumed his triple-digit numbering. When they had Fisk become mayor in New York, she briefly had a mini-series where she wore the costume she wore in Daredevil Netflix show. But aside from that, and pop up occasionally in Daredevil, she has done virtually almost nothing. Not at all. But hey, at least Jason Aaron's having him occasionally appear in Avengers. Yep. But as for S.H.I.E.L.D. itself, oh boy, like 1 year after this series wrapped up, Marvel thought it'd be a good idea to get rid of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, really? Again? You got rid of it in 2008, you had to get rid of it again 9 years later. After you brought it back in 2011. Yes, brought it back in 2011, got rid of it again 6 years later. I love the concept of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love the fact they used elements from the MCU for the comic version of S.H.I.E.L.D. Heck, I love this comic book. It's so damn good. I'm kind of like, why would you end this great book for? Other people might agree or disagree with this, but in my opinion, this series is fantastic. I loved it. If you want to give a series rating to this one, it's a 10 out of 10. It is so damn good that I highly recommend checking out the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff because, yes, for some, if you do like TV show, and if you think the same thing TV show, not really, no. They only threw in Deathlock in there as far as I can tell. The reason why they did is because he was featured on a TV show that was different. It was different version of the character. Yep. But this series was good. Loved it. Highly recommend checking it out because it's so damn good. If you're a fan of spy stuff, check this out. If you're a fan of the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I do recommend checking out this series because it's just so good. They also briefly mentioned, now the whole thing with Nick Fury, they mentioned his grave. Yeah, everybody in the Marvel Comic Universe thinks Nick Fury is dead. No, he isn't. He is not dead. The readers know he's dead. You know the people who have seen Nick Fury since he died, well, apparently died, was Thor. This, of course, is the original one, not Jane Foster. The Silver Surfer has seen him. And so has, believe it or not, the Black Widow and the Winter Soldier. And that's it. That's all who have seen him. Though something really cool happened at the end of the most recent event. Even my friend Tibby was so surprised what happened. I'm not going to spoil that because I'm mentioning a review. I'm hopefully getting a chance to review Empire in the near future because that was a damn good story. Dan Slott and Al Ewing did a great job. At least in the case of the two of them. Dan Slott at least has experience doing crossovers, and it was really action packed, and felt that the tie-ins actually mattered when it came to that crossover. Al Ewing, in your hand, as far as I can tell, was his first crossover. Bringing in Slott was having him as a co-writer for the book. Brilliant stroke of genius. Surprising Jason Aaron to get a chance to write this path that could feature his former of the Avengers. Yep. But not much to say about this. It's good. Oh, also, in these issues you see Daredevil wearing his black costume with red D's. Yeah, that was something Shoal was doing at the time. Don't worry, he's back to his classic red costume now, okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I'm hoping to get a chance to do 2 more videos today. One next one will be Black Clover. The other one will be hopefully the first review for Freezing. That still might happen tonight. Maybe. Just maybe, okay? To the next video. Bye.